Hey guys, what's up? My name is GGFizz. How's everyone doing today? Today's video, I wanted to talk about a little wish list, you would say, for ARK Survival 2, or ARK 2 would say. And this is a wish list that I've kind of acquired over the years of playing ARK 1, where it's things that I like about ARK 1, but I wish were improved. This is going to be my, I guess you'd say, top 5 things I want to see in ARK 2. Before we start, let's quickly talk about and recap what ARK 2 is supposed to be as of right now for the information we know. ARK 2 is a direct sequel from the events happening after Genesis Part 2, where we basically kill Rockwell, save, I guess, humanity, and land on a planet with Vin Diesel. From that, we honestly don't know too much about the game. We know that Vin Diesel is going to be leading the charge of the story for ARK 2. Except for, we feel like we're going to have more primitive gameplay than, obviously, tech, which hopefully we are going to not have tech. So, let's start with what I want to see in ARK 2. Immersive Taming. Well, what's that going to be? Let me tell you what I want to see with ARK 2 taming mechanic, if there is going to be a dinosaur creature taming mechanic. I would love to have a different way of being able to seduce and tame creatures instead of the standard get trank arrows, get trank darts, shoot it until it goes to sleep, and then shove food in its butt. Okay, I think everyone here also can agree that it is such a boring and non-engaging way to tame creatures, because most people are going to use walls, dino gates, anything really. I mean, hell, even in Atlas, okay? When you tame creatures in Atlas, you use billboards, okay? It's kind of ludicrous. I would love a way to actually make a connection and actually reduce and subdue a creature to be tamed to you. There is a mod called Actual Immersive Taming, and I love the ideas of actually building and crafting baits that suit the creature you're trying to tame. You can also like challenge creatures to an actual submission of fighting, and I think something along the line of stuff like that would be really interesting and just add so much more depth into each creature, because let's be honest, knocking out a creature with trank darts and arrows is so boring. Sometimes I just don't care at that point, you know? I want to be immersed into actually taming a beast. I don't want to be like, I'm a god, just shoot a bow at it, it's knocked out in 2 minutes, you know? That's boring. I want to work for it. I think Wildcard over the years has greatly improved the different ways of taming, but I feel like the baseline of taming should be changed, right? And like maybe, obviously, maybe a couple creatures should be able to be like KO tame. I mean, we have Passive Tame, we do have Rock Golem taming and stuff, and now Strider taming, you know? It's all different cool taming mechanics, but I feel like in ARK 2, every creature needs to not just be a KO tame or just something new, because that will drive people nuts, because that will be something creative and enjoyment and even bonding with the creature. So Wildcard, it's your move. I mean, you know, you guys are doing so good so far. Just keep it up with ARK 2. Have you ever played Minecraft? It's kind of crazy, the amount of depth and lore and just the amount of stuff you can actually do in Minecraft with some different mod packs is crazy with the crafting. Now, it's not just Minecraft, there's a lot of other games out there that actually do this as well. Be New World. New World's crafting system is so delightful and so rewarding to work your way up the chain by improving your crafting skill the more you do it on a certain item or armor and whatever. It's just joyful to actually craft. ARK, we don't have that, but here's an idea, right? To make a bow, right? Obviously, it's wood, thatch, flint, whatever, but maybe over time, you can keep crafting bows to be able to make better bows over time that adds more new elements and resources, right? So over time, your crafting can actually improve with crafting a bow. Okay, now obviously that's just kind of an example. That's like an MMO kind of style, right? I don't know if they ever want to do something like that, but making the ability of being able to craft stuff more rich would be such beneficial. And also getting rid of blueprints. I think, in my honest opinion, I always kind of hate blueprints, right? Because you basically find a good one, and then that's it. You never have a purpose to go actually finding any more blueprints because you already have the best one. So what's the point of going out and exploring for new ones? But yes, I digress. In summary, I just wish, like, the crafting is just rich. You crafting over time improves your skill to improve the quality of the item you're making. So that way you actually have an end goal to improve your crafting skills to make the best items. I think that'd be really cool. More world building. Let me ask you a question. How many of you actually know the story of ARK? No volunteers? I thought so. If you ask the average person in ARK, they don't even know anything about the story. They'll probably tell you about, yeah, there's some lunatic doctor, tentacle dude, and a bunch of dinosaurs, and a spaceship, and an extinct planet, oh, and Godzilla too. People honestly don't know the story. What I would hope is use Vin Diesel as a driving point in a narrative scenario, okay? I know we have explorer notes and we have all this documentation stuff and everything, but a lot of people just don't like to read. And it's apparent because if you ask someone what's the story of ARK, they're going to blatantly tell you they have just no idea. They just have no idea. And it's not their fault, it's just the game does not tell you the story properly because there's no other cutscenes except for killing bosses and obviously the explorer notes, like I've said, but no one reads them. But yes, a better way to express the story of ARK 2 would be such a beneficial thing. I know they could probably figure it out if it comes down to more cutscenes or something. Sure, you have Vin Diesel now for driving a story, so just tell it. Okay. Listen. I know that ARK isn't really good on its track record of making accurate creatures and dinos, and to be honest, that's okay. You know, that's okay because the game is a sci-fi inspired game, and a lot of you are probably like, no, it's not, it's a dinosaur game. No, it's a sci-fi game. It's literally a sci-fi game. I feel like for ARK 2, though, I would really like for just to have things to be a little bit more world accurate, like the Giga being almost the same size as a Rex, because in reality, in real life, the Giga was a little bit longer than a T-Rex. But yeah, here's the but, though. If they're gonna go with more fantasy creatures, that's fine. You know, the game already is a sci-fi inspired kind of game, and if they want to add like wyverns and some like other mutant creatures like the Shadow Mane and other stuff like for ARK 2, you know, that's fine. But if they're gonna add actual dinosaurs and actual mammals or creatures that were living in the prehistoric era, then sure, make those at least accurate to what we know as of right now for scientific discovery, and then make your sci-fi creatures as crazy as you want. That's fine. I think that would be cool, and you know, a lot of people would respect the decision of them actually making accurate creatures. I think it would be really nice. Alrighty, so if you've ever played ARK, right, you've actually probably done quite a bit of the dungeons to get artifacts, and you know what? They're not too bad. I just wish there was kind of more puzzle solving and maybe even some more parkour and just kind of different things with these dungeons, right? A great example would be Rag, where there's lots of booby traps and there's like an actual kind of puzzle and hidden doors kind of themes, and you know, that kind of aspect of the game is so much fun. But then you go to like, I don't know, Scorched Earth, Aberration, and then like Extinction, like they're just caves. You get to the end and you're done, right? and it's just kind of boring, you know. And most people kind of just speed run it by flying in or just speed running with a creature and getting in artifact and getting out. I mean, it takes literally less than 5 minutes most of the time, and people just don't care. So I would like to improve the dungeons in a way of just adding something more that makes it a little bit more enjoyable to actually go there and actually do it. And then also bosses. We know that Wildcard is actually pretty good at making bosses, and I want them to keep doing that, but I also want them to add a new kind of flair. Like on my servers, we actually have world bosses. Now I know it's kind of like iffy to kind of do that kind of thing for like griefing in PvP or in PvE aspects, but you know, make it so like the boss can't actually leave the areas, like Titans. That's a great example of like an actual world boss that we use, or even the lava golem. We use that in our servers, and we have a set radius that it can't go from, and we put it in an area and boom, you fight it. It's very fun and engaging, and it brings your server and community together. Now, how do you balance this kind of stuff? Well, make it actual rewarding. So for PvP aspect, maybe it gives that tribe an hour buff, right? A buff of like adrenaline or something, you know? For PvE, maybe it gives a increased loot crate, you know? Just something that, you know, doing world bosses and doing caves is actually rewarding for the person. I mean, hell, you have the system now in Gen 2. I mean, people absolutely hate the missions, but you have that kind of mindset and idea that giving people rewards for actually doing missions and stuff is cool, but put them to something that people actually like doing the dungeons and bosses and maybe world bosses, you know, because that would just be longevity of doing content over and over again. Because I mean, shit, in MMOs, you go do world bosses and bosses every week, you know. It's funny, I keep thinking about this game as an MMO, but you know, it is what it is. That's kind of my take. I just want bosses and loot and caves to be just better. That's all. Wow, in summary, I just want to say that I have enjoyed ARK so damn much over the years. I've been playing it from day one on Steam, and to be honest, I've had such a great journey with the game story and everything. Obviously, it takes a little bit to know about the story, but once you know the story, it's super rich and enjoyable, and how they've wrapped it up it's quite pleasant and very exciting for the future, right? And we are getting close to probably the Lost Isles being released and everything, and you know, then we have ARK 2, the next frontier, right? And I'm just super excited to see what Wildcard is actually going to be putting forward. But remember, what I said in this video is kind of things that I'm wishing for. Obviously, some of them are kind of long-reaching, but you know, a man can dream, right? A man can damn dream for what ARK 2 could be, and some other things that could be added to the game. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It took me actually a couple days to make this video. For one, I wanted to make it as best as I could, and I'm trying out some new editing techniques. So if you enjoyed this kind of video, I would really appreciate it if you could share the video and even maybe subscribe if you want to see more of these kind of videos, because I am planning on redoing my entire way of how I edit and actually show videos on this channel. So if you want to be with this journey, feel free, subscribe down below. And yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care and have a good one.